What's up, gamers? How you doing? It's John, and in this video I wanted to review the two new 1/4 scale mini Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade games. These are by Numskull Games. I picked these up at justgeek.com, and because I pre-registered them or pre-ordered them, they came with some exclusive 1/4 scale stools. These stools are cool looking. They're both very different in design. You can see the top. They're both very different. They're made out of plastic, which is a little bit disappointing. The New Wave toys, which they produce a 1/6 scale arcade games, and they've done mini 1/6 scale stools. They're cloth and they're more cushion. These are plastic, right? But they look cool, and they're free. They're included with the pre-sale, so can't complain too much. What's awesome about these is they're both limited edition. They're signed by one of the co-creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kevin Eastman. If you look on the back here, you can see his signature on the back, which I think is super rad. The quality detail on these are amazing. They're made from wood. They've got the plastic, joystick, all that, and they play great. So in this video, I'm going to take a closer look at each one of these, show you how it plays. Imagine shrinking it down, take a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids machine and shrunk down a large scale Turtles arcade and shrink it down to 1/4 scale. This is what you would get. The original Turtles machine, this one here, came out in 1989. And if you want to get one now, they're well over $3,000 or more, pretty costly. And not only that, they're over about 300 pounds to move. Pretty large, but super fun. One of the better beat 'em up games I can imagine playing as a kid. One of my favorites for sure. And it was ported to the NES, which is also a great game port. And the Turtles in Time came out in 1992, was ported to the Super Nintendo as well. Follow-up, great follow-up, some little minor updated graphics. You can play as 4 characters still. This is a 4-player game. And what I think is very neat is Numskull, what they've done is, because it's kind of a smaller scale, they have these doors open up in the front. And let me move this, and you can see here, there's actually USB ports, and they have a USB controller that they have available. I'm sure you can hook up any USB controller, but the one they have, it looks like an NES controller, to be honest. And you can plug in here and play 4-player, not so close, so to speak, right? So without any further ado, let's take a closer look at each one of these, take a closer look at some gameplay. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Here's a closer look at the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade, mini arcade. I love the attention to detail. I mean, this is plastic. The joysticks are plastic. I mean, it's really done. Buttons really nice. You're wondering, why is it yellow? Well, Michelangelo, yes, he's orange, but the original arcade was yellow, so they kept it true to that, which is great. And one thing, let me turn up the volume here. This is full volume. And something I appreciate is they kept the original song, which if you played the arcade 1-up version, you'll notice that it's actually slightly different. It's a cover song. So they actually got the correct license for that. So I think subtle things like that I think are awesome. Move here. Also puts out a lot of music. Turn it down a little bit. This is where you put the credits in. It does come with stickers that you can put if you want. You can put stickers, and it kind of shows you which character it is. You can put that on under each one of these, but this is where you would add credits. Closer look at the USB ports. There's actually 4 of them, 2 on this side and 2 on this side. That's a nice touch. Looking on the back, on the side here, both sides are identical. Something that's different is April O'Neil. The original one, she had her wedding ring on. This one, they photoshopped it off. They did the same thing with the actual arcade 1-up as well. Turn the back. I don't know how well you can see it, but it says limited edition 1 in 350. There's Kevin Eastman's signature. It's got the USB-C. This is where you turn it on. This is USB-C where you can charge it. There's some volume here, wheel here. Left to go up, right to go down. Let's take a closer look at Turtles in Time. Here's a closer look at Turtles in Time. Something subtle difference, and the same with the original Turtles arcade. They have Nickelodeon here instead of Konami. They replace it. Nickelodeon owns the rights now to the Turtles franchise. This artwork is worse than the first one, believe it or not, and the colors are slightly different. This is more of an orange, right? Still not quite the right orange, in my opinion. Even the purple's a little light, but that's how the original one was. Same thing with the USB, same thing here. This is 1 in 150, although they have other non-special editions, which are not signed. I'm not sure how many of these they produced, but the artwork is the same on both sides. You can see the back. These things have some good weight to them. They're pretty heavy for the size. They're made from wood. This is 150. There's Kevin Eastman's signature. Same thing on the back here. They do come both with internal battery, so it's a lithium battery. It's rechargeable by USB-C. To be honest, I don't know how long the battery lasts. I'm guessing several hours. I've never really had any issues with them. And charging it back up, it takes several hours to charge, but pretty quick charge with USB-C and holds the charge fairly well. So these are mobile, which I think is a great. Another thing I want to show you is they both do come with like an instruction guide in multiple languages, right? Very easy instruction guide. And because they're limited edition, they also came with this envelope here. And I love it. It looks like the menu from the game. And this one, this is for Turtles in Time. It comes with a nice card, information card about the product. Quarter Arcades, which is the product line that Numskull does. This is number 93 out of 150. Interesting trivia fact, in the UK back in the 80s and 90s, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were known as Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Numskull is a British company, so I'm really glad that they decided to keep the ninja in it for this release, because most of the world, that's kind of how we know it as, so I appreciate them doing that. I think that's awesome. Here is the second one I want to show you. This is the other one, and this is for the first one here. Also information card, also missing the ring. They photoshopped it out, some information. And this is 173 out of 350. So I don't know why they produced more for the first one than the second one. My guess is there's probably more demand for the first one, so they want to do more. Okay, let's go and turn this off. I'm going to hit the switch in the back, and I'm going to boot it up and go to the switch settings. I'll tell you how to do that. You hit both hold attack on player 1 and 2. Hold it down. Go to the settings here. This came out during the time where the cartoon was immensely popular on TV, so the graphics kind of look very cartoony in the sense of takes several seconds to boot up. I'd say about 20 to 30 seconds. And you have different options here, right? You can do bonus hit off, hit to kill level 1, different levels. There's 5 different stages. Infinite lives, player 1, you can do up to player 2, 3, 4. Infinite lives, you can do invincibility, player 4. Sound test, you can enable the CRT, so it automatically comes on with the scan lines. I actually like it. You can turn it off if you want. We'll go and start game. Let's go turn the volume up. It's going to reboot. It's going through all the RAM and ROM check. I mean, every attention detail they've definitely thought of in this thing. Okay, we're going to add a credit. I'm going to play as Mikey. He's my favorite character, so we'll add some credits. I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see the scan lines. You got attack and jump, right? Konami released other great beat-em-ups, like Simpsons is also an awesome one. I'd love to see a mini quarter-scale Simpsons arcade. I'd love to see a mini X-Men. They did X-Men as well. I think, to me, Konami and both Capcom and Konami really own the beat 'em up in the 80s and 90s. I mean, but this one really started for me. Final Fight came out first, sure, but what a great franchise this was, Turtles. Fun graphics, and it plays amazing like you're playing. Let me add in Leonardo. Obviously, I can't play multiple at the same time, but you guys get the idea. Let's take a closer look at Turtles in Time. Here's a closer look at Turtles in Time. It's kind of loud. The music's kind of loud. That's max volume. I love it. This has a little updated graphics for sure. I'll play as Michelangelo here as well. Same dip switch settings, same thing as before. There's some subtle differences in the graphics in this one. You can throw characters towards the screen now. If you have a Super Nintendo, there is a port to the Super Nintendo. And what's fun about this one is take kind of different parts of the time through history. See if it can throw someone towards the screen. Obviously this is done through emulation. I'm sure they have some type of single board computer like a Raspberry Pi playing this. But that's the benefit of emulation. You can do things like this and stay true to the arcade. there you go. I threw it. See, I threw him through the screen. You can't do that in the first one. The more players that play on here, there's more enemies on the screen. There's Splinter. Not really help. Oh man, brutal. Here's a pizza. There you go. Threw him on the screen. There you go. Nice. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. What other quarter scale arcades would you like to see? I'd love to see The Simpsons, for example. I'd love to see like an NBA Jam. Would be amazing. I'd love to see NFL Blitz. Now that we know that you can do a 4-player, I'd love to see a 6-player X-Men, personally. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, and of course, game on.